I didn't expect to say this because the idea sounded relatively interesting, but I think I hate The Year of the Mouse. This is a 1965 Tom and Jerry cartoon directed by Chuck Jones and Maurice Noble, and I there isn't a Chuck Jones cartoon that I love anywhere near as much Tom and Jerry cartoon that I love anywhere near as much as the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I've kind of made my peace with that. But when it comes to the Year of the Mouse, I just think there were some genuinely really bad decisions made. So as I said, the concept sounded interesting. Two mice, one of whom is Jerry, the other is a little grey mouse. I'll talk more about that mouse in a moment. We're using a fishing line to lower themselves down to Tom, cause havoc with Tom, and then of course reel themselves back up really quickly when Tom is awake again, so that they're not uh, in his line of aggression. And I thought, okay, that's interesting because that means the mice can do pretty much what they want to Tom when he is asleep and get away in the blink of an eye. And yeah, that happened, and I thought that worked quite well, but the things they did were just not interesting. A couple were, yes, I'm not saying that absolutely everything was a bad decision, but when you start using actual real life violence that you could replicate in the real world, Tom and Jerry stops being endearing. It stops being cute and quirky, and it starts being violence for the sake of violence. We're talking guns and a dagger at one point, and when you start to incorporate those things into Tom and Jerry, it stops being cute. Because Tom and Jerry is typically about, everyday objects causing horrific pain, usually to Tom, and it's not necessarily something that encourages real life violence. Because I don't think very many children would look at this and say, oh, I'm going to smash my cat over the head with a milk bottle. But as soon as you have the image of a gun, it has different connotations. And I think that that's a terrible decision. There are plenty of other cartoons where that's not so much the case, but when it comes to Tom and Jerry, I don't think it works. I think it gives the wrong image, it gives the wrong message, and it kind of detracts from what I consider to be the cute and endearing essence of Tom and Jerry. And that wasn't the only bad decision. There's one point where Jerry has his ears folded down and he looks ridiculous. Not in a cute way, but in a why did you think that was a good idea to animate it that way. And the laughing of the mouse, of the little grey mouse, I detest. I absolutely hate the sound of the laughing mouse. Mel Blanc provided the vocal effects, and it's not the first time I've hated the voice, in quotes, of Tom and or Jerry or related characters in the Chuck Jones era. I just feel like Tom and Jerry work so much better as silent characters, maybe occasionally whispering, but actually having other kinds of noises, laughing, and when they speak actual words, I think it ruins it. And I don't know if maybe the point was, let's make this different to Hanna-Barbera cartoons and see if we can put our own stamp on it. But sometimes you just have to not mess with the formula. Don't fix something that isn't broken. And I just don't think it worked at all. So, needless to say, I will only recommend The Year of the Mouse if you're doing what I'm doing and watching every single Tom and Jerry cartoon. But if you're just in the mood for a Tom and Jerry cartoon and are looking for a good recommendation, The Year of the Mouse is not one that I'm going to recommend.